Hello, I'm Jonathan Mason.
And I'm Sonia Madison, and welcome to Law Unfiltered, where we talk about current issues and, as Jonathan likes to say, give juicy legal tidbits to address them with you. So we talked about Prince a couple of weeks ago, and recently we found out that he didn't have an estate or didn't have a will, and now all of a sudden a lot of states and a lot of people are thinking about coming up with statutes in the event that someone like a Prince passes away and doesn't have any type of documentation to show who gets ownership of all his creative works. And Minnesota has recently done it, which is where Prince used to live before his death. But tell us a little bit about this statute.
Okay,
or this
so
proposal, I should
right.
say.
Well, a couple of things you said there that we have to distinguish between where his creative works go as opposed to this statute, which is called the Prince Act. But that act isn't really geared toward his music. It's geared toward use of his likeness, his name, his voice, his likeness, that sort of thing. Now, a lot of states, and we could look up a list, but a lot of states have statutes in place already, like notably California. They have what are called right of publicity statutes. So the right of publicity is a commercial right of a celebrity to exploit their name, likeness, image. Some statutes say voice. Some include other identifying information about the celebrity, or some indicator that you're invoking that celebrity. It doesn't have to be their actual person. It doesn't have to be a photo. But Minnesota had a common law recognition of the right of publicity, but there's nothing statutory, and that common law right didn't extend post-mortem. So here we have, celebrity like of the stature of Prince in a state where there was no recognition of a right of publicity. And so, after death anyway. And so basically what you could have been left with if there was no statute is a situation where people could make Prince t-shirts and sell them. They could put Prince's image on guitars and products like that because there was no recognition of right of publicity after death. Now, I mentioned California, but by contrast, for example, New York is a place where there's no right of publicity after death. And so what that boils down to then is the place where you are domiciled at the time you die, that law of that state controls, because there's no federal right of publicity. So it's a really, really, really important